Last year was good. This year was better. Next year will be even better. So we really have great ingredients that customers want, and that's showing up in our financial results.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by John Shaw. He's the CEO of Itaconix. John, very good to speak with you this morning. 2025 revenues grew 61% to reach $10.5 million. How did you achieve this important milestone for Itaconix?
Well, good morning, Stephen. Really excited to talk to you about our results. When you look at our results, you have to remember that first we have two classes of ingredients that really work in detergents. One class is for glasses, to get your glasses to sparkle, your dishes to really be squeaky clean. And the other class is for fabrics to be fresh and smelling clean. We've known about this. We've absolutely known about it for 8 to 10 years. We had data from our lab, third-party testing, field results, early customer use, dead on that we know that they worked. But putting new ingredients into use takes time, persistence, a little bit more persistence, and then a little bit more persistence. You have to be certain to know what you have, and that we did. Then brands start winning customers using our ingredients, many with formulations that we developed. So winning creates winning, and it creates more awareness, generate more usage. We finally adjusted and refined our approach 2 years ago, and now more and more customers want our ingredients. Last year was good. This year was better. Next year will be even better. So we really have great ingredients that customers want, and that's showing up in our financial results.
Okay, so your products are gaining more traction and commercial momentum, John. How does this growth tie to the 4 key performance indicators you set out in last year's annual report? Can you update us on your progress, please?
Absolutely. Our near-term task is to complete our first stage of revenue growth with our current products. We think with our current products, we can get into the $25 to $30 million range. When we complete this stage, we will show just how attractive we are as a technology-based ingredients company. EBITDA margin, return on assets, cash generation. The outside world can't fully see the picture right now, but I see it, and the elements are there. So I think we can reach $25 to $30 million in revenues with our scale inhibitors and our odor neutralizers to really complete this first revenue stage. We have the products, customer pipeline, production capacity to do it. And we had three indicators for this stage in 2025. One was to expand our EMEA revenues in detergents. We did that. We grew them by over 100%, and they'll grow again in 2026. Second, we needed to reland North American revenues in dish detergents. We engaged with 17 different brands and have 15 new detergent formulas and products in or expected in production in the next 12 to 18 months. And then third, we need to land and expand North American odor neutralization revenues, a really underutilized opportunity within our product portfolio. We engaged with 5 brands, have 5 new fabric detergents in or expected in production over the next 12 to 18 months. So we made great strides with our current stage of development, but we also needed to begin pursuing our next stage of growth beyond $30 million. And that we did by initiating commercial efforts on our BioAsteris line with e-commerce site on research quantities of our specialty itaconate monomers. So I think we've put a great foundation in place for both our near-term growth and starting to look at our long-term growth.
So how should investors think about the company's growth trajectory from here?
Well, I look at it in 2 stages. First, I want the $25 million in revenues in the next 3 to 5 years to complete this first stage of revenue development with our current products. To do that, we need 4 large EMEA accounts. We have 1. We've started on 2 late last year. We need 1 more. And that actually does not even include winning a major global brand, which we are working on. Next, we need 300 million dish pods and 300 million dish tablets in North America. We're at about 50 to 70 million right now. but we have major efforts underway in our customer project pipeline for the rest of that. And then, in addition to protect and push that pipeline along, we even added 2 new unit dose detergent patents in the last 6 months. So I think we're in very good position to achieve our near-term objectives.
How does that progress translate into confidence in achieving positive adjusted EBITDA, John?
Well, we really did a great job of reducing our EBITDA losses in 2025. We brought it down to $600,000. You look at it, we could have even gotten closer to break even, but we would have needed to cut back on our future revenue developments. And again, our objectives to first to make it at that $25 to $30 million range. We need to invest to make sure we get there and start working on our next revenue horizons. So we're really we did very well on that. Really, even over the last 12 months, we had several months when we were EBITDA positive. So really, subject to global uncertainties, we can achieve this year while maintaining our development efforts.
John, can you expand on those global uncertainties? What are your concerns and how are you managing them?
Well, it's an interesting world. Has been an interesting world for the last 5 years. We're fortunate that our supply chains are quite linear, standalone, and very specialized to plant-based chemistry. But similar to our capital efficiency and our safer chemistries, the resilience of our supply chain was really designed into our business from day one. When we talk about safety and sustainability, we look at everything we do. With safety, we look at our raw materials, the processes and equipment that we use, any effect that we might have on the environment or end users, the end users of products that we're in. We take a full scope on it. The same thing we did with sustainability. We looked at the reliability and capacity of both our inbound supply chains and our outbound supply chains and our operations. Raw material sourcing, raw material capacity, shipping lanes, backup inventories. We really give a close look at all of it. What's important to understand is by design, we are as loosely tied as possible to that whole fossil fuel spider web. So through COVID, Ukraine, tariffs, and now the Middle East conflict, every shock in the oil industry sends massive ripples through the fossil-based chemical industry. We don't fully escape those ripples, but we are different. We have our own manageable risks within our specialized supply chain, but through all of these global uncertainties, COVID, Ukraine, tariffs, all of this, our operations and our organization have been and are extraordinarily stable, resilient, and sustainable, and that was designed in on day one. I think we're in a really favorable position to many of our peers in the specialty chemical industries, and many of our customers right now are finding out how favorable our position is as more fossil-based ingredients go force majeure on supply and have 20 to 30% price increases due to the Middle East conflict. So I think we're in a very good position of having a supply chain, a very resilient business, and that really started from design day one. I think we're in a great position.
John, congratulations on this latest revenue milestone. Great speaking with you today.
Thank you, Stephen. Look forward to talking to you in the future.
Itaconix CEO John Shaw.